Hello survivors and welcome to First Aid Spray, a Resident Evil podcast by fans for fans. You're listening to a special bonus episode. This is Off the Record Season 3. So for those of you who don't know, Off the Record is our series of podcasts where we essentially celebrate the previous season of First Aid Spray. It's not a best of, in fact, maybe it's a worst of. It's all the excess materials that didn't make the cut. As we record live, some of this stuff, some of you may have heard before, but mostly not the case. But when we do record live, I just hit record and let it go. So there's various stuff before or after and sometimes during the podcast recordings that don't make the final episode. So this is just us waffling and, talking about nonsense and all kind of stuff. Just as an extra gift in your podcast inbox. I don't think podcast apps have inboxes, but we'll just pretend they do. To tide you over before Season 4 starts. Before we roll into the bulk of the episode, though, I did quickly want to say a big thank you to all of our listener base for sticking with us. 3 years, that's, I guess I didn't really think about how long the podcast was going to go for, but that's pretty great. 3 years under our belt already. It's been an absolute joy. So thank you, everyone, for checking us out on your favourite podcast apps, Spotify, YouTube, iTunes, and so on. Thank you for leaving reviews where you can. Thank you for your comments and likes on our YouTube content, not just the podcast, but everything else that we do as well. That's very much appreciated, and of course it helps. And of course, sharing our stuff on social media, we very much appreciate that as well. A bigger thank you to our Discord community, which is always a wonderful time. And an even bigger thank you to our Patreon backers who help keep the lights on and let us continue to do this wonderful thing and hopefully entertain lots of you guys out there. I quickly also wanted to thank the rest of the panel. Thank you to all of the Pueblo people for making themselves available, giving their time and effort to this show. And of course, thank you to our extended family, the likes of Burger Time and N7 Lionheart and Choji for their writings and streams and stuff that they've done with us. And of course, our special guests over the last 12 months, Zane, JJ, George Trevor, Neptune, and the Oracle Dragon. Season 3 was... I don't know, the last year has been a little bit tough. Obviously the previous year was tough. This was tough for similar and different reasons, but I think we've put together a great year of content, and I'm really looking forward to sharing with you listeners out there the ideas that we have for Season 4 of the show. Not just the podcast, but First Aid Spray as a bigger brand. There's some cool stuff coming, so keep your eyes peeled for that. But in the meantime, please enjoy us waffling on about absolute nonsense. This is, of course, Off the Record Season 3. Have a good week, guys.
Hello. Welcome to Jurassic Park.
I've seen so many Cyberpunk videos with them.
Well, here's hoping that it does what No Man's Sky did and suffered the same fate of those memes and had a redemption arc.
That's right. It fought back.
It will.
It's possible, isn't it?
I mean,
it's possible.
The writing on the wall for me is basically they clearly need more time, and the publishers or the people up top went, no, it's going out now. Which is strange when you think just how long the game's been in development.
Yeah, it's...
The thing is, they're the publishers, though, aren't they? So they basically forced themselves to put it out. This is what I found confusing. Why did they set this... They were in control of the release, and they set the date. They could have pushed it back if they wanted. I think shareholders might have pressured them, but...
Part of me wonders if it's an element of cowardice. Like they know how much the meme machine kind of wrecked them after their second delay. And they thought, might be a worse backlash if we delay again. And no, it turns out you threw a match onto a bigger TNT keg.
Whether or not the game becomes or redeems itself, if you like, it'll be interesting to see what happens with the sort of like public view of the company now.
And then there's like the odd, I think I've seen a handful of people, I'm generously I'm going to say 10 people who have got high spec PCs going, well, I don't know what the problem is. I'm like,
I know,
that's
right?
Clearly because you've got fucking money, you dunce. Oh God.
Yeah, it works fine on my PS5, which it's not even officially out for.
Backwards compatibility of the previous version.
The console that nobody else can get their hands on. Well done, yeah. It's good, that. My £1,000 PC plays it fine. So thanks, cool.
God bless the internet.
Privileged gonad. It's 2020 for f***'s sake. No one's got money.
That's right.
But yeah, how are we, chat? Are you enjoying the rant?
Welcome to the pre-show. Inevitable Cyberpunk discussion pre-show.
Yeah.
Oh, welcome to the What's the Healing Item in Cyberpunk podcast.
Uninstalling it. That's what the healing item. Alright, well, with the news out of the way, let's roll into our main subject for this episode, which is the continuation of Villains Special. Before we do that, Steve, I want to apologise. I spoke over you so many times. Every time you went to do a headline, I was like, right, do the thing.
No, yeah, it's fine. You're the CEO. I'm the monkey with the hair.
I give you one job and then I ruin it. Right, okay. Let's do it.
I distinctly remember, he's got his own little Yoji Shinkawa drawing in the manual.
Yes. Yeah.
And I don't think he's mentioned at all in the briefing with Campbell at the start either. So he literally is here's that character you saw. If you read the manual, you saw him appear for 2 seconds.
Pops up and you're like, oh, here's the guy.
It is funny because it's sort of whenever people would do sort of fantasy castings of a Metal Gear Solid movie, it was always Jim Houseman would be played by Clint Eastwood because he kind of looks like him in that Shinkawa drawing. And it's kind of but he'd only be in it for 5 minutes, and it would be a phone call. I mean, technically,
the voice of Clint Eastwood.
Yeah, technically, you probably could do that with Clint Eastwood now, because that's probably the only thing that he would accept. Give me a lot of money, and I will do it over Zoom for 5 minutes.
Just put a blue filter on it.
Just put I was going to say, just put a filter over Zoom. And
I'm trying to enjoy
him.
retirement, damn it. Has Sherwin talked much about this game? I don't know if he's played it before or has experience with it.
I mean, he offered to come on, so I assume he.
Yeah, it's like Sherwin's era of video gaming as well.
Yeah,
I'm sure he played it a lot.
I imagine so.
Then again, there's been a cardboard box in this admin voice chat this whole time. Well, I would see that. Don't worry, this one doesn't smell of.
By the way, speaking of which,
It's not a pit.
Fuck.
there's your
I still
box.
can't believe that on stream. Steve, yeah, if you let the dog on you by punching Meryl,
Nobody's noticed I snuck that emoji onto the server yet. I haven't mentioned
Oh,
it.
really?
Oh, nice. Don't say it.
It snuck on like a cardboard box does. Anyway, I'm going to run. This will be out tomorrow. I'm going to get James I'm going to write a quick script for James to do his call in at the end in a goofy MGS way.
That dramatic sting for it, dun.
Remember, so we're not letting him know which name has not been taken. I think he has to be Liquid James. Liquid out.
Wait, no, it was Liquid Steve. So what are we? Revolver?
Liquid Steve.
Revolver?
It
Yeah, it'd be a revolver outlet.
Or Vulcan Outlet?
Yeah.
Revolver Outlet's better.
Vulcan outlet sounds ridiculous.
Giant and Shaman.
Cryptic metaphor. Right, we actually made the whole podcast without me quoting Metal Gear Awesome, so well done to me.
See, Choji, the Outbreak that everyone plays now, I'm not sure how legal or not legal it is when they play it on PC, but it's the full experience, and you can play it with people around the world. It's almost as if Capcom did it. It might be.
To be fair, do you know what? The Capcom's quite good about that, because I'm sure they're aware of stuff like that and the seamless HD projects, and they haven't come down on anybody yet, so...
This is true.
I think they just sort of leave it alone, the leave it alone method. They haven't gone full
until they
Sega,
decide to do it themselves.
Right, yeah.
That's a different thing, isn't it? If they're going to do it themselves, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. They seem more positively receptive to those kind of fan projects.
Right.
Like with the Remake 2 thing, that was...
Exactly, yeah.
To be fair, it's more companies should be open to that. It's basically free market research.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
See how popular it
is
is.
the same thing.
If it gets to a point where it's that popular, sweet, okay, we can make money off of this.
Yeah, that's why it confuses me about Sega, where they fully embrace all these Sonic fan games and stuff, and yet they don't really make any games like that, despite there obviously being a huge market for it. But okay, maybe they just think they can't compete.
I mean, there was
whenever they try it sucks.
Pretty much.
It is mad that they've never decided to maybe, I don't know, make some kind of HD or remake version of Sonic 2, considering how many fan remakes there have been. Really good ones, too.
I'm going to say they co-opted a fan-made project and put it on their website for a while. I'm sure that Mega Man vs. Street Fighter game wasn't just a fan game.
Yes.
That's a good point.
We don't talk about talk, Nick. You know why? Because occasionally I just cut the up.
Yeah, and sorry, I can't mention the other service provider because it's banned.
Hey? Huh?
What?
Virgin, guys, come on, pick up on the joke. Jesus, I'm gonna go home.
What?
I'm already home, but I'm going home.
What?
I think Steve's broken.
Yeah, Steve is a bit. He is a bit broken.
Twitch recently banned the word virgin, simp.
Oh, Jesus, of course they did. What's your internet service provider? I can't tell you. That's classified.
Yes.
V star, I star.
Yeah.
You like replace the I will one.
Okay, well, that is all of the news, basically, which is probably a good thing because we've got quite a lot to talk about, one of the most important games in the franchise, so stay tuned for our discussion on Resident Evil 4. Steve said, fuck.
Did I? Oh, sorry.
Of news section. Cool, right, that's fine.
Why are you surprised at that? Why are you like, did I? Of course you did, Steve. You say it at least once in a podcast.
Well, lucky Steve.
It is our first aid spray bingo card.
It makes me happy because I always thought I would be the guy who could never refrain from swearing, but I've managed to temper myself well. So I like that Steve lets them fly because then I can like live vicariously through his swears.
Just a heads up before we go into the next part. If I just run off for 2 minutes, it's because there's Royal Mail van outside, and I am expecting a parcel, so I'm expecting a knock at the door like any minute. So
okay,
I'm like, be right back, and I can't be reached.
I'll do everyone else's intros first, and then if you don't answer, we know you're at the door.
And I'm going to say the same, but for my McDonald's breakfast because I really want a sausage and egg McMuffin.
All right, okay. Other than that, that's about it, really. I think nothing from me. I'm good to go.
I'm good. I have my Pepsi Cherry Max.
See, you with the amateur drink where I've got Monster Energy Zero Sugar. It tastes like.
At least it's a brand. At least that's an actual brand this time.
Wow, we're pushing the boat out, are we, Steve?
It tastes like blue. Blue and chest pain. There we go. Not really the chest pain, don't worry.
Wait a minute, is that heart palpitations or a stroke? We don't know.
It's not FAS. I mean, usually it's on the subject of sleep. I should mention this that I went to bed at about 7 o'clock this morning, and I woke up at 1. So having a cracking time. It's because I wanted to give the book a quick skim read again because I read it before in preparation. I thought, you know what, I'll get another refresher in it, and I got stuck into it. So,
nice. That's a good sign. All right. That being the case,
Trent's going to be. I think he's like the main focus of one of the last original novel.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Who's the protagonist of the Underworld? Does anyone know?
Do you want spoilers?
Oh, okay. In that case, now.
Okay, good.
See, yeah.
That's still okay. I've got to get back on my high horse here. Karen gets infected by rubbing some blood into her eye, but you're neck deep in the water of the blood of the dead.
Clearly, this is fine. This is fine. As them paddling their little arms. This is fine. Karen's body's floating around. Dudes, I'm in here. This is fine.
This wouldn't be a problem if Karen washed her damn hands.
Hey, at least she did get washed.
Do you know what though? Something that occurred to me earlier. Isn't it amazing timing and potentially intentional that Capcom changed some of their rules and regs on stuff like mods around before this blew up? I wonder if that was actually intentional thinking, our next like stalker type character, if that's what she's going to be, is female. Maybe we should not have giant swinging 9-foot boobies as a mod, please. You know.
They can't be doing those kind of mods anymore because Capcom said no.
Yep. I'm thankful for it. I don't need that.
Well, that's just mean.
Go to Pornhub, you plebs.
How dare you?
What? Huh?
Yes, go to Pornhub, you plebs. It's about everyone that goes to a Pornhub is a pleb.
Oh, God.
Just dig that.
Thanks, Greg. Sponsored by Pornhub.
Hey.
I was going to say, just to let you know, I am still recorded, so this is all going in the bloopers at the end of the year.
It's MoistHub. Hello.
James, I've got a business venture idea for you. Tiers begin at just $1 a month. Check out patreon.com/FA Spray Pod for the full breakdown. Before we go any further, Steve, can you just check your voice again? Because it still seems a bit odd. Check your voice.
Is this better?
That sounds fine.
I turned off the noise compression thing that Discord does, so...
okay.
Do you hear any heavy breathing?
No, but you're still very loud and peaky.
I'm very peaky. Okay, hang on. I'm going to go back to my old settings. Give me 2 seconds. I can literally toggle this while I'm in the thing.
Cool.
My phone. My internet has just done a talk.
Brilliant. This podcast is cursed, isn't it?
Let me.
This episode is definitely cursed.
It's coming back on now, so I'm going to switch. I'll switch back.
Brilliant.
Right. Is that better or worse for a start?
It's better.
Seems better.
I just belched as well, so did you pick that up or?
No,
nope.
I wish I did.
Okay. You wish you did.
Some extra Foley.
So am I louder now?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay, I've just literally turned all the fancy settings that I thought were great off, so it's back to how it was.
Standard. That's how it goes.
If I put out again, I apologize.
We'll see how it goes.
Oh,
you're a bit robo. Hopefully it smooths out. Yeah, I've got those RE7 cravings now. Seem to be coming back.
I did in the realms of modding these past couple of days. I've just been going through so much random shit. I unfortunately bricked the current XCOM 2 save for First Day Spray. Unfortunately, it wasn't anything particularly official. You know,
right.
It's fine. I can rebuild those people.
What happened? You just fill it with too many mods and it just won't load.
Yeah, and I had to pull a load out. I've got rid of some of the dust ones as well, so that's probably why it wasn't too happy. But on the plus side, I'll tell you what, there is nothing like redeeming the entire cast of Operation Raccoon City. Oh my god. They did a great job, whoever put all those in, because they work, and it's just there's something satisfying about popping a squad of enemy dudes, like, you know, making them appear in front of you, and just hearing Beltway shout, "Shoot those military f***ers!" It's something very cathartic about, oh look, characters doing something good. So our one and only story this week, Resident Evil 2's 2019 reimagining is now tied for the second best-selling Resident Evil release, with the original Xbox 360, PS3 versions of RE5. I think that's meant to be tied. Can I just do that again? Because I completely fluffed it.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Our first piece of news this week, Resident Evil 2's 2019 reimagining is now tied for the This is why we go live, kids! Have I managed to establish that we're not as professional as we may appear?
Hey, listen, compared to us, you're professional. When I got the note, the running order from Suz, like, wow, this is what a running order should look like. I say, don't show my team, they'll be, wanting the same.
That's all Sai. I'm not taking any credit for that. That's all Sai.
I'm going to be honest. I was looking at my to-do list for like the next couple of weeks and I was like, when I do finally get back to the day job, how is this going to work? I don't remember how this worked when I didn't have all this free time to do all this stuff, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah, you guys are incredible. I just got to say, shout out back to the folk because you're saying such kind of things about my contribution from what it's been, and like everyone else around me and the site. Thank you. So I really appreciate that. Thank you. Saying about Crimson Head, but yeah, you guys are incredible. Not just anyone could can sort of maybe put out a lot of output, but all your output is fantastic. I was seeing the other day that the Game Boy Advance video that Steve did, and all the things you sort of highlight weapons or various things that you do. It's incredible. I said before, you guys are the hardest working podcast in the Resident Evil community. And so, hats off to you. And just, I'm looking forward to your music stuff, the Resident Evil soundtrack stuff you'll be doing.
Yeah,
it's
that one.
Hats are off because I don't think Si likes them. On Tyrants. Sorry, again, sidetracked again.
I'm in the Stars Tyrant camp with hats. The music that was something that we've always wanted to do, just finding the right time and place for it. But it's funny because before we get back onto the track, it's just the way it's got to be with me. I'm kind of like what you were saying, whereas if I'm not making stuff constantly, I'll just slow down, break down. This is my distraction from, days and stuff like that. It's just to work. That's the only way it works for me. Like,
yeah.
I need it. Like, if I didn't have creating stuff, I don't know, how I'd get through. So I don't mind shouldering all the weight for the most part. It's just natural.
Yeah, I think that was code for "Oi, Steve, pull your weight, mate."
Yeah, Steve, right? I'm waiting on the.
Yeah, no, I totally not.
No, I'm joking.
Parrot an opinion, but I honestly do feel like I'm just a Burke who turns up and reads a script every now and again, which is not too far from the truth.
Well, you had a run. I mean, what more praise do you need than like the voice actor for Chris Redfield from Remake to tell you he thinks that you've got the most, because he did, and he actually mentioned it again from you were kind enough to a call in for our show, and after listening to your call in, which you're very hard on yourself, was a little bit more than isn't snow cool. It was a bit better than that. You have a wonderful voice, and Joe thought you were fantastic on both the podcast and the call in.
You hear that, chat? Joe White likes me.
I was gonna say, GT, here's the thing, right? Steve will say all these things about himself, but it's because he doesn't want to admit, and everyone in the chat will agree with me, he's everybody's favourite member of this podcast. So,
oh god!
And also, while I'm lamping on all the compliments, I just wanted to do a shout out. We're live, so I'm not going to include this, obviously. Whilst this is episode 34 of the show, on our SoundCloud, it tells us how many things we've uploaded. So that's all the bonus episodes, all the other bonus episodes. The fact that RE4 is cut into 2 things. When this podcast goes up, it's going to be track number 50 that's uploaded to our SoundCloud. And Steve has been there for every single one of them. So round of applause to him.
Can't get rid of me.
Wouldn't want to.
I'm like a wall blister. You can't do any damage until I unfurl. That's a deep cut reference there, kid.
It's some kind of barnacle.
Yeah. Only exclusive to the next gen versions. I'm not on the 3DS.
Choji, there's a meme for you. Right, okay. Let's get back to it. I don't know, how do people feel about the version of her personality in this version of events? George, let's start with you.
Sorry, I had to mute my mic. I haven't eaten today, and I think I just broke the world record. I think I broke the world record for eating a pack of Jacob's mini cheddars. Literally, but I just managed to do it. I was literally about to pass out before. Right, I'm all powered up now.
Excellent.
What was the question again?
How do you feel about sort of the personality changes?
Yeah.
I mean, you are young at 42, okay? I know this as a humble, soon-to-be 35-year-old, that if I can keep telling the lie that I'm a teenager mentally, you're fine.
Oh, no, I never want to be one of them again.
Well,
Yeah, this is true.
I just refuse to grow up. I got to a certain age and I refused to grow up, and that's what I'll tell everybody this year when I turn 40.
Oh man.
I think I'm perceptibly always like 22, 23.
That's what I mean, really.
Yeah.
Mentally a teenager. I mean tween.
Well, everyone, welcome to the Peter Pan podcast.
I want to forever you. Sorry.
We're all desperately trying to convince everybody that we're not old. It's lovely.
You can fly, you can fly, you can fly.
I guess the Fairy Dust podcast. That's what it's called. Right? Pixie Dust? What makes it fly? Whatever it is. I don't know what it's called.
Do you know what? That's the kind of podcast I get behind.
What we all take a whole bunch of fairy dust and then come on Nike? I'm not sure that's the right one.
Yeah, we should.
I'm not sure that's gonna entertaining. Yes,
we should do that for. We should do that for Steve's date night.
What?
You're all now on the dust.
Okay, well, I mean, it's a little while, but I'll see if I can have a quick whip around over the course of the podcast and get back to us because that's kind of immediate.
It will be fun to have a poll one day that everyone picks a Final Fantasy game, but then we'd all have to play like a 40-hour game to talk about it, and not everybody else.
We should totally do that. Chances are we've already done it.
I mean, there is that. Well, my thing is, I always want to replay it. Like,
most of the modern ones have like mod cons to go like.
That's right.
Through.
As long as everybody picks 7, 8, and 9, yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say. Honestly, it's not like all of them are on sale at the moment on the Switch store, but just throwing that out there. I think they're right.
Ark has got the one that should be on sale on the Switch store, but it's not even on there, and that would be my pick.
Final Fantasy 6.
Final Fantasy 6. I mean, 7 is my favourite, but I need an excuse to play 6 again.
Yeah, my favourite Resi is already 2, so I'll be basic bitch again. I'll go for FF7's my favourite. Fight me. I don't care.
Oh no, you know,
I love FF7. Materia for days, baby. Sorry.
Yeah. 7 really is good as like the poor man's version of 8. I agree.
Don't worry, Steve. I think 7 is literally the best game ever made. So.
Show and Rito in chat as well. Yeah, Final Fantasy 8 is my favorite Final Fantasy.
I'm straight, son.
But I also do like 7, but 8 is the best.
Literally, you can't get better than how do I make my character have magic? I'll possess him with a demon. What else is better than that? Literally that. I mean, that's the point was 9 was such a disappointment as after playing 8. It's such a sad thing.
Thank you.
Controversial.
Oh my god.
Thank you.
Welcome to First Aid Spray After Dark with the actual spicy takes.
Welcome to the Hyper Potion podcast.
Yeah. God. So what will happen now is Moist Owl and I will stay on this chat for all evening gushing about Final Fantasy 8 and how we don't like Final Fantasy 9.
Promise me you'll record it so we can put it out as content, yeah?
Just leave the thing recording so I come back in a couple of hours and we'll be fine.
Tonight's podcast is sponsored by Relentless Energy Drink Mango Flavor.
Relentless. The only one that's important to drink is the Lewis Hamilton one.
Oh man, yeah, I went and seen that in my shop in ages.
It's the attention to detail that you've actually got like the ridged grip on the can, like a steering wheel in his car. That's the part that sells it.
Show's not joking.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah. That can of that beverage of choice has fueled many design sessions moving up to Manchester and back.
My local supermarché doesn't even carry Relentless at all anymore, so I'm forced down the path of Monster. It's awful.
So it's relentlessless.
Yes, it's relentlessless.
There you go.
Christ.
Anything's better than Tesco Blue Spark.
Is that what they're calling it this week?
Yeah.
Alright, cool. Let's do it.
Just a quick one. I did not get a chance to play in the Ariverse beta.
That's fine. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. I was going to ask everyone that anyway.
For that period of 10 minutes, you can pretend I'm not even here.
Steve, did you get to play it in the end?
No.
It's just going to be me, isn't it? Just like last time.
We'll have to ask James, but I get the feeling they didn't dip the tub in. Not to be...
Yeah, I think so too. No, that's alright. Fuck it. I can blag.
I'll just be like, yes, I played it, and it truly was an RE verse.
I don't. The name seems to confuse people. I've heard people calling it Resident Evil verse, and I'm pretty sure it's RE verse. That's how Capcom have said it.
I mean, hopefully nobody's calling it reverse, because
I'm sure they are. I'm sure there are people calling it that.
Resident Evil Reverse. Go back in time and shoot your favorite heroes, but for God's sake, turn that filter on, or you won't see.
Yeah, exactly. That is the correct spelling of Ackroyd one on.
If it was actually just a mirror version of Resident Evil games, people would probably buy that, to be honest. Like, mirror versions of the maps and campaigns.
You start in the lab and you've got to all the way back into the mansion.
you nuke Raccoon City and then you try and get back in it.
Finally, thank you for listening and have a good week. And thank you for listening live, because that was ridiculous.
You were right when you said the series takes a turn for the
Was that 4.5 hours, 3.5 hours?
We're bumping up on 4. We're bumping up on 4
That was my
hours.
entire day before work.
Awesome.
Sorry.
You're welcome. Oh man, so for chat, it's worth saying we almost had a 5th person on this. So they bowed out.
Oh my god.
Imagine.
Oh boy.
So yeah, this is a 2-parter. Then this is going to take a little bit more editing, so it won't be out till Monday. But this is definitely going to have to get cut into 2 halves, I think. Well done, everyone, for sticking it out. Very much appreciated. Always nice to click on Discord and see all these names. Well done,
with
everyone.
With a bit of magic, Si. With a bit of magic, you've got the non-spoiler preview as well.
It's true, yeah. I mean, it cuts probably the ideal place to cut is just before we start talking about gameplay, to be honest. We talked about the setting and the visual and audio for so long. That's probably the halfway point.
Yeah,
So,
by the time we got to atmosphere and aesthetics, it was 1 hour 50, I think.
Christ. And the news was about 5 minutes.
I mean, you could drop that if it saves time, Si, but I feel like it's a drop in the ocean.
Yeah, I don't think it... I'm not cutting it. There's no point. Either way, it's a lost cause.
I tried so hard.
Oh, God.
You did
man,
well.
Man, I'm welling up thinking about it, all right? I'm sorry, okay? Full disclosure, all right? I say on the podcast, I welled up a bit. I actually proper had a sob when he said goodbye, Rosemary, all right? All right.
That voice acting of
it's
him
a great
saying
line.
that.
Yeah, it's a
I
great
don't give
line.
a about Last of Us 2, but I'll tell you what, Ethan Winters, and that is something I never thought I'd say. Oh,
I love
dude.
that.
Yeah, screw those Last of Us noobs.
I can lighten the mood. I can hang my washing out and hope for a barbecue. That's a deep cut reference. Go listen to Biohazard Stars 3.
Yes.
Oh, man.
I wonder if I still... I know I do, but I wonder what our conversation that night looks like, Steve, when we had our little private chat open. To be like, do you think it's this? Do you think it's that? Go with this. All that stuff.
It was so funny because you guys did so well, and then it got to you're winning, and then you got to the last round.
I know.
And then suddenly, the Sean and whatnot just came in and won it, and Sean was so embarrassed. Bless him. He was like, "No, move on. It all looks fixed." Yeah. I can guarantee it wasn't fixed.
It.
No one survives non-canon corner.
I love this because there's no context to what we're saying. Obviously, it's just us going, oh crap, oh Campo. Annoyingly, yes, Abernathy. Why do I know this? Love that.
You've been playing with machines, Sonny? You don't need no machines.
Oh, we need a Sunny Steve RE5.
We'll sync up. We'll sync up. I've got it on PC. I'm sure I've got RE5. I can crash your stream and ruin it for you. Show you how not to shoot. Oh
God.
Just give me a Hydra. You don't need to aim. Just fire in the general direction. Man, that gun was amazing. Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. On
PC.
Yeah, 4-player mercs.
Oh, I've got it on PC. I've got it on PC as well. Oh my God.
So we just need to quickly kidnap someone else.
Figure something out.
I'm sure we can. Yeah.
Yeah, let's do something if we can find the. I know I'm a pain to organise with evenings and stuff, but if we can find a time, let's do it.
Full disclosure to the chat, Sai is like easily the most organised human being I've ever encountered, like bar none.
Yeah, but then when I have to deal with people in other time zones, and they're like, "Can you be around at 9 p.m?" I'm like, "No, I go to bed an hour after that."
Yeah, because you're so organised. You have a regimented sleeping pattern like a normal human being,
like a robot.
You know, I go to bed at. Has the sun come up yet? Oh God, I guess I'm going to bed now.
Cyborg, get it. Alright, anyway.
I thought it was because you were a psychotic maniac.
That's the one.
I can't remember.
Yeah. Yep.
Whereas I'm called Steve because I'm Steve. Right. Sorry, how was sound levels, by the way?
All good. Yeah, we're all good.
I promise we are this competent all the time, Zed. So.
Oh, that's fine. This is the most competent podcast I've ever been on. It's the only podcast I've ever been on.
Oh, I knew that was coming. There's someone doing some very loud gardening just outside. Can you guys hear that? Cool. That's a no then. Sweet. It's something while I'm talking, right?
I might get suddenly interrupted by birds. If I'm replaced by bird noise, it's because there's a massive tree outside my window, and several families of birds have decided that that's where they live now.
Excellent.
Oh, that's so sweet. Get a fire arrow and
That's also a good point. I may also have the Amazon person turn up at some point during the recording. They were meant to come sometime today. I don't know when. So that might happen. Thank you for the reminder on that one. Not quite as sweet as birds, but I do need food waste bags desperately. So sorry.
Welcome to the TMI portion of the First Aid Spray podcast. No, I'm kidding.
All right.
Remember when you used to get 25p mix bags, guys, and there was like so much in a 25p mix bag of sweets? Like there was so much in a bag. Like now, that would cost you like $5.
Oh, you mean like goodie bags and things? You get like small corner shops,
like sweetie, like the sweetie shops. Like pick and mix.
Basically, scoop some stuff out of the pick and mix for you, just like a pre-done bag, where it's like, oh, this is nice and cheap. Yeah, a couple of those terrible prawn and banana sweets and that rubbish.
Terrible. They were great.
The national institution that is the Freddo. Luigi wants to talk about.
Yeah, and you step away from the gummy stuff because the gummy stuff weighed a lot, so you got less of it.
That's right.
Freddo is the posh kid's chomp. That's all I'll say.
You want flumps and marshmallows if you want to fill a bag up. Nice and cheap.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Are we recording, Si?
Yeah, hell yeah.
I probably should.
We talk about things we like instead of things we don't.
Oh, do you know what? I could say it. Yeah, the police won't find me. The only time I've ever shoplifted was when I was 7 years old, and I shoplifted one of those little gummy strawberries from a pick and mix, and my mum found me, and then she called the police on me.
Just one gummy strawberry.
Just one, and she called the police on me because she wanted to teach me a lesson. And I learned my lesson.
God, I thought I had the most boring shoplifting story. Mine's just a double decker, but yours is that makes mine look gargantuan. Just one gummy strawberry.
Oh, go on! I want to hear this. The criminal activities of Psy.
That's the story. Yes. Saw a double decker, wanted a double decker, took the double decker. About it, really.
Still a better love story than Umbrella Corps.
Me and double deckers, yeah.
I remember wanting to steal a pack of gum and then going, "No, it's wrong. I'm not going to." That's my criminal story.
Right. That's enough
exactly.
Show ramble, I think. Now we're all in high spirits. Let's bring the mood down.
But I love the fact that gaming bars are becoming a thing, and there's like legitimate places. I know where you can go now if you want to actually play like a Third Strike arcade cabinet.
Yeah,
amazing.
That's the thing. Everyone's
for a
more
few years. I
games.
just didn't think I was going to be able to play arcade games anymore. I thought they were all just going to vanish, and then all of a sudden, gaming bars came along, and it's research, which is great, and would be a great place to hang out with you guys one day.
Sounds like a good idea to me.
Third Strike. Sorry, I mean, no, fighting games, man. I'm playing them with people in person. You can't beat it.
Yeah, you can absolutely. You can body me in 5 seconds.
Well, no, but the online experience is just so hollow. Plus, they're too afraid to talk in person.
You can body me online in 5 seconds and in real, and an arcade machine. I'm terrible at whatever we play, but I'll be down to play.
I'll play and then I'll lose very quickly, and they'll be like, right, I'm going back to the penny pushers.
Yeah. So basically, all of us is standing around watching Steve be a beast, and then the rest of us is like just being at games.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
I am a class act when it comes to segues. Thank you.
Right,
this is just to kind of get our energy levels up, kind of like work Steve out of his lasagna coma, and we're ready to go.
To be fair, okay, I have a quote unquote here's the full name. I have a Monster Juiced Mango Loco.
Whoa!
It's the motif is something based on the Mexican Day of the Dead, I want to say, and it's like liquid crack. I could drink this all year round, and I would never sleep again. So we are on the brand name tonight, but not right now.
Some people have uppers and downers, and you have lasagna and Monster Energy drink. You have to employ a personal doctor to make sure you keep the balance in check.
Pretty sure for a prolonged period would turn my colon into a log flume.
And with that, let's
podcast. Right,
that's an outtake, isn't it?
Yeah, that's staying. Oh God, don't worry.
Our first big. I'm the Swedish chef from the Muppets. Give me a second.
My excuse is I've been up since 5 a.m. What's yours?
I'm Steve.
He's a Muppet.
I resemble that remark. So our first piece of news is that Capcom have updated the PC version of Resident Evil Village to take my life. Right, okay.
All right. I think I'm good to go if everyone else is ready. Is Bonesaw ready? Everybody ready? Don't know why I said that.
Who's Bonesaw?
You remember Spider-Man? Bonesaw is ready.
Oh yeah,
Macho Man. That's what he said.
Macho Man, yeah.
Those are the random stupid things that stick in my head. There you go. I got you for 5 minutes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You can't not, can you?
Dig it. Okay. Oh, is it 3 minutes? I do apologise. Right, a podcast. That's what we're here for. Not just Macho Man impressions.
I actually kind of like him.
Oh, hang on. You've dropped.
Steve, no.
You just turned into
Steve.
A robo. He's
not
gone.
The Steve. Not the Steve.
Talks in chat. Everyone, talks in chat. Excellent. 103 Steve drop. Come back to us, Steve.
If he's still talking.
That's why I said talks in chat. He'll know what that means.
And this is what I got to say. Nothing.
Yeah. I really like them. Bye.
The Torpedo Kids, they're just glorified missiles, organic missiles
Steve.
from a giant blob thing. I'm sorry, I don't see the love of Nautilus in the Torpedo Kids. They're just
Steve,
they suck.
Steve.
Steve.
Are you there? He's gone again.
Oh no.
Oh, have I been dropped out? Great.
Steve, can you hear us?
We can hear you.
When did I drop? What was the last thing I said?
Literally the first you were like, Right, I like the BOWs because, and that was about it.
Oh,
so you might as
my
well start from the
idiot.
top.
Thanks, Talk, you piece of shit. Right.
Soups Metro. Starting there about 11 minutes in.
Oh yes, the Nintendo game based in the f***ing Russian nuclear apocalypse wasteland train tunnels. Soups Metro.
More it's based on the publication you can find on the London Underground that no one actually wants. They just leave it there.
Oh, grim. What's our running order, boss? Are we doing like housekeeping and then I'll do the quiz? Then...
Yeah, I'll do all the intros and then we'll basically just skip the news. Do the quiz, do the choose your own adventure, then we'll do the news last, just in case.
Okie dokie.
All right, cool.
I'll just tweet my rage about VR instead.
Hopefully, we'll be able to fit it all in 2 hours. I'm sure we'll be fine. But...
Why don't you pre-record your rage and then you can fire it over to Simon?
I mean, that's fine. I can ask a void and then just insert your rage if you like.
You think you had something to say about this Mr. KDB, and then we just cut off for a second, and then we come back afterwards.
The recording quality just suddenly shifts, but it's all good.
It's just 30 seconds.
Instead, it's like it's just one of us reading out his tweets.
Yeah.
Mr. KDB on Twitter says VR is poo bums and willy.
He was heard to have said in a fit of rage.
Yeah.
My name is Cy, and joining me on the panel this week, keeping damn buzzed about the incoming Welcome to Raccoon City release, it's Mr. KDB, aka Kelsey. That's the bit where you say hello, Kelsey.
His mic is done. It's gone.
Oh no.
The best timing ever.
Literally, I joined the chat and he was like, wow, it worked first time near enough. And now he's gone.
Who wants to read his tweets? Has he got any hellos that he said in Twitter?
He needs to quickly tweet the word hello.
The most important part is that's staying in.
Oh, there we go.
That's that perfect end of year blooper, that is.
Yeah. Check.
Hey, right.
Hey.
I have no idea what that... I touched nothing. It just stopped working.
Right.
Sorry.
First note of the evening, Kelsey intro, right.
I'm just going to say hello.
Go for it.